Hello and welcome to Partner Meet Week. We are going to give everyone 2 minutes to come in and get settled. Welcome everyone to Partner Meet Week. In this KovirTech, that is the organizations that own and run WizeCove. So we just want to let you know a little bit more about us, ourselves, and the different things that we do have to offer. Because we are senior center consultants, we tend to spread what we do out fairly wide, and sometimes people get a little bit lost in all the different things that we provide. So I have this slide deck for you today, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. So let's go ahead and get started. So KovirPage is an organization development social enterprise. Organization development means that we can look at your agency and look at the entire agency. We're going to look at your board, we're going to look at your technology, we're going to look at management, we're going to look at staff morale and things like that. We're going to look across your entire agency to see where can things be made more effective, more efficient, so you can have a greater impact on your client base. We are a social enterprise, so we take the funds that we get from the different jobs that we get, the different clients that we have, and we reinvest that into our business. We are not a nonprofit. Usually that happens with nonprofits, but social enterprises do a very similar thing. If you've ever bought Tom's shoes, when actually you buy a pair of shoes, you're actually purchasing a second pair to go to someone in a third world country. So we are organization development and a social enterprise. KovirPage is our umbrella company. Everything that happens with KovirTech, WizeCove, AgeFlux, all of those things fall underneath KovirPage as the umbrella organization. So here's me. I am the CEO of KovirPage and the founder of WizeCove. WizeCove was my baby when we decided that we were going to be narrowing our niche down in 2022 senior centers. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to create WizeCove. I wanted to give opportunities for education around aging issues, around the specific job functions that you all do. I wanted you to be connected with each other, especially in such a tumultuous time that is COVID-19, right? How do we get more access to having conversations around reopening? I felt like everything that I went to was people had already talked about it, and I'm just getting briefed on what they've kind of talked about. And then a lot of states around the country just they don't have a lot to say about senior centers. They don't really want to touch us. We do too many things and we don't quite fit in the right places. So they just don't want to. So I used to work at a senior center. I worked at a senior center, directed aging services for 6 years. And so I get the work that you do and where you all are at. And I'm so excited to be doing this work. Evan is our CTO and CIO. All the behind the scenes stuff that you see likely has his touch on it. Any of the articles that you read on WizeCove about business systems, generally I'm like, hey, this is kind of what I want to share. And he looks into that stuff. He is Mr. Solutions. He's really great. He is the founder of AgeFlex. Again, I came to him and I said, hey, this is something that I'm seeing, a gap that I'm seeing. Can you create this for me, you and your techs? And he was like, sure. And so now we have a solution, but we'll get to that later. We do have a small team of techs, of workers. I take interns from around the country to make our business the best that it can be for you and the most affordable that it can be for you. I'm going to do a little bit of overview of the services we provide as KovirPage as a whole. And then for you, our senior centers, I really do want to niche down on our virtual senior center solution and a little bit more on WizeCove. If you are a freemium member and you want to see like what exactly I would be getting into, if I purchased a membership, I want to show you some of those extras that you would be getting. So our mission is serving aging services and senior centers. We use the system-based and strength-based approaches to make improvements across agencies' departments to increase efficiency, effectiveness, and impact. I am a licensed master level social worker. I have my master's and I have my license. I specialize in older adults, in older people, and services to older people, as well as macro practice. So everything that I bring to you is in my niche. I don't myself teach on something that I don't have a lot of competency in. It's just a value that I hold as a social worker. I will find someone else to have that conversation with you. So our core concentrations, actually, I kind of want to let you know a little bit how we started. So I started KovirPage. We started KovirPage a number of years ago. I actually found I was paying my student loans back wrong, and I was no longer going to qualify for that 10-year forgiveness program that if you work for a nonprofit, you can apply for. I wasn't doing the right repayment plan for that. So I was like, you know what? I've been the accidental techie at a number of organizations I've worked for. I've been doing grant writing for these aging services and for the senior center I worked at, the different place I interned at, and I've been doing a little bit of volunteering for that too. Why don't I do some of that as a side? So we started just doing narrative stuff, mostly grants, a little bit of annual reports. And then we started doing website design. Often small nonprofits don't have a lot of money to invest in your website, and we know how to do that low cost. And since we were doing it as a side hustle, it was also even lower cost. So it was a really good solution for a lot of our immediate community, some handful of churches, the local food pantry, and things like that. Well, when doing this work, we noticed other patterns, right? So I said I use the system-based approach. We're both system-based people, and we're like, hey, actually, we're kind of finding that there's a lack of knowledge in this area pretty consistently for small nonprofits. Hey, we're kind of noticing that this is a need area for these senior centers we're working with. Hey, we're kind of noticing that technology perhaps is one of these main things that people are having a difficult time knowing how to invest in and planning for those upgrades the way that we should be. So in 2019, we decided, we're gonna really focus on these areas. So we still do narrative and design. We do that grant writing stuff. We do those website things, and we'll go more in depth in that in a moment. But we also added management and development. So as an organization, how are you planning to grow? How are you planning to develop? It could be fund related, right? We do fiscal management things. It could be related to a specific program. It could be professional development, especially when we're talking about management and leadership, and how do you do some of this decision making ethically. Those are all things that we love talking about. And then technology solutions. We, at this point, made KovirTech its own DBA, its own entity. So KovirTech can actually do a handful of things on their own without KovirPage. For instance, they can do hardware. We sell computers, we sell laptops, tablets. Actually, one of the programs we started over COVID was senior centers could purchase tablets from us. We would get it ready for their senior members. We would take off all the bloatware we were allowed to. We would increase the sizes. We would change the home screen to some critical phone numbers and things of that nature. We would get this equipment all ready to go for your clients. And then senior centers would either lease them out, they would rent them out, they would have it as a program. So you could, for 1 month, $10, borrow this tablet that has all of these videos pre-downloaded on there for you. We do software, so antivirus, backup, you name it. We've helped a number of sites get set with their Microsoft, with their Google Suite. If you are not currently, as a nonprofit, using Google Suite, we really need to talk. It's completely free for you. You actually get a couple of additional services that normally cost more. The biggest one people typically talk about is Google Ad Grants, their AdWords campaigns. So all of those sponsored Google searches, and when you're watching a YouTube video, there's that little display ad. You get $10,000 per month with Google Ad Suites or Google AdWords. So definitely talk to us if you need help setting that up or shifting any of those things, because we would love to help you with that. And then KovirTech also added support. So we locally can do some on-site support. If you are not in our local area, we will find a contractor in your area, so they will do the work on our behalf at our rate, not their rate, at our rate for our members. And you can also just call in. There's a lot that we can do remotely. We have remote in software, so we can update your computers after hours. We can do all sorts of things that you need help with. I think we might have a virus. Can you look at it? Yep, I can remote in, and my team can do that. As far as management and development, I mentioned a couple of these already, but reopening is obviously a really big need that we have, and it is one of our 2021 focuses to reopen senior centers safely. We actually have this afternoon on January 8th, we have another reopening workshop for our WizeCove members. It's free, whether you're a premium, you're Wise or Wiser member, any of those, as long as you're a member of the community, we want you to come to these discussions for free. Share where you're at, ask some questions, etc. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. These were, once again, hot topics over the summer, especially when I say diversity, I'm talking about a wide range of diverse features that goes into diversity. So age is a piece of diversity, gender is a piece of diversity, etc. But anti-racism was a major piece of diversity and inclusion and equity that came up over this past summer. And so for our clients, we were offering a lot of training in that arena. How do you update your holiday policies, your dress policies, your hiring practices, so you can actively be more diverse, equitable, and inclusive. Again, the focus over this past summer was on anti-racism, but we obviously have a large focus on age. Mental health, morale, aging issues, especially as a part of development. A lot of smaller rural sites hire people who are very passionate about their community or passionate about older adults, but haven't had any formal training in their position, or they haven't had any formal training in aging issues. And so we want to help cover that gap. So we actually do in WizeCove at least one webinar a week, and then replays are posted at the end of the month. And then around narrative and design, so we still do grant seeking, narrative stuff, annual reports, websites, but we've also added branding. So branding can be a really expensive endeavor to go on your own. And so we really specialize in senior centers and how to just, on a basic level, get your brand up to par, get everything on the same page, get a basic branding guidelines so all of your staff can be using a unified voice when communicating about your site. So those are some of our core concentrations. And then just within those, we do speaking, coaching, facilitation, strategic planning. I really love strategic planning. I think it's really interesting, and I like talking with your teams and your boards to kind of see what direction you might be going into. I do social work supervision. I said I do it for interns across the country, but I live in the state of Michigan and only have a Michigan license. So unfortunately, I can only at this time offer that to Michigan social workers. Writing services, I do editing. So if you wrote your grant or you're trying to write these things yourself and you just want me to take a quick peek at it, I do that kind of service as well. My team does. Design services, website creation, remote support, tech purchasing, just to give you an idea of the breadth of the things that we offer. I have a couple of things that are just for senior centers, and I really want to make sure that I'm communicating these to you as WizeCove members. Hold on, I gotta take a drink. I have expanded a couple of these trainings to be something available to the aging sector. But for you, my senior centers in WizeCove, I have a couple of special deals for you when it comes to these services in particular. The first is topics related around virtual senior center solutions. And this is a collaboration, excuse me. The virtual senior center solutions and all of the trainings that have fallen underneath that umbrella are a collaboration between KovirTech and KovirPage. I bring my team of social workers. We bring a lot of the aging issues. I have a team of macros, and so we bring that higher level thinking to these projects. And then me being an accidental techie for the last 10, 11 years, and then I have actual techs working on these projects with me. This has just been a really fun collaboration to really dive deep into some of these issues. And the first one is the actual virtual senior center solution. We call it AgeFlux. We offer unlimited membership, unlimited admins. We have a calendar that does scheduling. It does reoccurring schedules. So, excuse me. So if you have an exercise class that meets every Monday, you don't have to make individual classes for that exercise. You can just say it's a recurring one and it's done. It's beautiful. I've used so many calendars in my time, and the only one that's worked well is Google Calendars in that regards. But Google Calendars doesn't take payment. Our calendar on AgeFlux does take payment. It will take registrations for you and just put it, it's all in one spot. Even the class that you do, you can live stream that class on that calendar page. So your members are coming to a consistent place to look for programs, pay for programs, and engage in programs when they can't be at your center. Right now, that means COVID, right? Right now with COVID, that is the main reason our sites are not accepting our participants. But you could be up north and have a polar vortex and it's just not safe to drive on the roads. You could be down south and have a hurricane. You could be somewhere in the middle and have a tornado. You could have fires, power outages. You could have snowbirds. In Michigan, we call them snowbirds. In the winter, some of our seniors go to Florida or Arizona for a period of time, they want to stay connected to your programs. A lot of the sites that I'm talking to are interested in continuing a hybrid method, even of operating their programs, even after COVID vaccines are present and allowing their sites to open again. It's going to always be a little bit different. And what they're finding, something that I've been advocating for a long time, is that these online solutions are drawing in those younger seniors that you've had a very hard time reaching. Historically, 50s and 60s seniors may still be working. They're taking care of loved ones. They have a complicated schedule. And it's hard for them to come in random times during the day. They're only available in the evening or on the weekends. And with online solutions like this, they're able to just jump on when they're ready. They're able to just jump on in the evening, catch up, whatever it may be. And what we're looking at right now is what kind of impact that is going to have on organizations in general. So is this going to have a positive impact in fighting against ageism, because now younger seniors aren't feeling as stigmatized about senior center? We have a couple of other questions around that, but HFlux does member management, so your members can purchase their membership on this community page. You can set it up in a number of different ways where they're paying as they go, or they just do one payment for a year or one payment for the month. We have a few different strategies for you. There's social networking within these communities, so they can make groups, they can make clubs, committees, they can chat with each other, ask questions, forums, file sharing. So if you want to share your newsletter online, paywall, and social sign-on. So you see social sign-on sometimes when you download an app and they're like, oh, sign in with your Google account. That's a social sign-on. And our site would also offer that to your people. We also put you through our building a digital community training. So we talk to you about how to do branding for older adults on a website. We talk about, why your button should be this big. We talk about why you should only start with a few features and then roll out more. We walk you through all of this content from an aging perspective. Security is always a big question that our seniors have, that our clients who serve seniors have. And so this is a list of our security features, security certificates, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to read all these to you right now, but just know that we do take that very seriously. And if your site requires HIPAA, we can add that as well. There's an additional cost that would come with that. But yeah, I'm going to post this in WizeCove when we're all done, so you can definitely take this slide deck and look through this with your team later. And again, you can look through some of this a little bit later too, but you have, this is the prices. I want to be just upfront with where our prices are starting. There's a couple of things that would change this, like if you're adding HIPAA, but we're only looking at $1,600 annually. It's a website, it's a community site, does member management, it does your registrations, it has your rosters, it has all of these features that are really helpful. And we're actually looking at integrating with some of your major senior center platforms, like My Senior Center and Serve Tracker. We're in conversations with them, which is really exciting. If you want to have a mobile app because you feel like that is going to help with engagement, studies show, especially for younger seniors, mobile apps do help with engagement. That's the total price. It's not $1,600 plus $3,600. That's the total price to get your app and your website and everything. And then there's a setup and onboarding training fee and times and all of that. I have worked with a couple of sites to write grants. Do know that grants take time and they are not a sustainable way to run your online community. I have a couple of other strategies for you if you're interested in talking about more of those one-on-one. We also have some additional support. So you're like, Marie, this all sounds great, but it also sounds like a lot of work. I don't know how to do websites. I don't know how to do communities. we have additional support for you. Again, you can look at this more with your team and decide what kind of fits best with you. Make an appointment with me and I'd be happy to talk you through more of these details and kind of figure out where you fall. I can tell you that most of our clients fall in that plus 12 range. So they're looking at about 1 hour of support a month. We do have a bigger site, and none of their people are techies and really know much about it. And so they did go with the plus 52. So essentially once a week, we're coming onto your site and helping you do various aspects. But up to you and your team for sure. Without Walls is a project that I mentioned towards the beginning. So it is a tablet project to download the videos that you're already creating. You're already making videos on your Facebook Live, on your Zooms, things of that nature. You have those videos and you can download them onto a senior-friendly tablet and distribute. It's pretty much that simple, and it gets you around those internet barriers, right? So some of our people live in a rural area and they don't have internet. Some of our seniors are older and they've never been interested in internet, so they just don't have it. And this gets you around that. You can download those videos. This is the list of specs that we use when you purchase from us, and we get it all ready for you. We do an orientation with you and all that, strategize. But if you were looking to just do this on your own at some other point, this is our spec sheet. This is what we use, and we would encourage you to seek these solutions out yourself as well. I mentioned how to build online community for older adults. If you use AgeFlex, you will get access to this. If you are a Wizer member, you will have access to this. Our Wizer members actually have access to everything on our platform at no additional fees. If you're a freemium or a lower paid member, you have access to this, but you still have to pay a fee for it. So this is a virtual self-paced course. It has 5 modules, 15 lessons, over 30 videos. I made a workbook for you as well. We talk through identifying your goals. We talk through how to choose a platform if you're looking at choosing or maybe even building one yourself. When you go to build out your platform, whether it's building it yourself or you've purchased from somebody else, you still have to do your branding. These places don't create everything for you. You still have to be putting in your own content. You have to be adjusting all of your, I keep saying branding, but that means your color schemes, your typography, how big something is, where things are located, stuff of that nature. So we go through all of that with you. We have filling your community strategies, and we have sustainability strategies for you as well, all in that course. You can also talk to me, and we can be going through some of these on an individual basis with your team. If you're not interested in the full-fledged thing, you just want one of these titles, we can talk more about that. And I keep talking about these trainings we can do one-on-one. I do a lot of in-services. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. It's why I host webinars once a week. I love this piece of it. So some of the outcomes that we're looking at are increased understanding of program outreach methods. So how do you reach out to older adults using technology? How do you increase digital rapport with your aging community? How do you increase your staff's knowledge, right? So if you're expecting your seniors to engage in a digital way, your staff need to have some of that knowledge too. And so we want to make sure we have some train the trainer type of programs going on, sort of like teach the man to fish, don't just give them a fish. A couple of titles just as an overview. We do talk about the foundation on aging and anti-ageism. So we'll talk about, what's lifespan? What are some of these theories that go into senior centers? Continuity theory, activity theory. I like to just give you that foundation. So the rest we're just building on. General communication practices. I don't know if you realize this, but you are serving people in a 50-year range. So you start at 50 and you're serving people up to 100, maybe even 110. Maybe you start at 60, but you're still going up to 100. That's such a wide range of clients. And so they're communicating differently. They've been through different life stages. They've all had different levels of exposure and interest to digital solutions. And yeah, so this is not stopping. There it goes. So we want to make sure that you're understanding how, even without technology, they are communicating differently. And then when you add technology in, what are some approaches to take so you're still paying attention to their different needs as generations? And that's best practices with digital communication for older people. We have best practices for a few different age groups. I have a handful of printables, of other deliverables, depending on the level of in-service you get. We'll co-brand with you if you're a larger site and you want to be providing this, or a commission on aging and you want to be providing this to your entire county. We would love to co-brand with you a little bit more. So a little bit on WizeCove. You're already a member of WizeCove, and that's why you got this, right? But I want to make sure that I want to make sure that you understand everything that we have to offer. I love WizeCove. I think it's a great solution. I'm always interested in hearing the feedback that you have. Maria, I don't know where this is, or I thought I was going to have access to this and I don't. And anything, let us know anything. Marie, I want to see WizeCove invest in this feature next. I want to see this coming up next. Please tell me. I would love to make it happen for you. But our focus is on professional development and networking, right? Having that community aspect. So professional development within the job or jobs you serve, because some of our sites, we have multiple hats, right? So professional development within that position, what sort of extra tools can I provide you? What shortcuts can I provide you? What free resources are out there that maybe you didn't know about that can make you more efficient at your job? But then also aging issues. So as professionals, are we keeping up with gerontology issues? Are we keeping up with the different pieces of knowledge that we should have when we're serving a large community base, like 50 plus, like 60 plus? In January, our focus has been on cleaning. And so that could mean, from a professional point of view, how do you clean up your office? How do you clean up your annual report? How do you clean up your data? How do you do some of that visualization? From an aging perspective, aging issues, we're going to talk about hoarding. We're going to talk about clutter. We're going to talk about best practices for removing things from a hoarder's home. It's really going to be interesting. In February, we're going to talk about intimacy and sex with older adults, and how does that work? What do we need to talk about? Should we be talking about it? How do we talk about it with them? It feels really awkward. We're going to talk through a lot of those things, but also when it comes to intimacy, it's a lot of communication skills. And so how can we even be communicating with our staff better, our team better? How do we have good boundaries within our work settings? So that's a sneak peek into February. Just so you know, we do have national training partners, and we heard from them this week, NAP and Second Wind Dreams. KovirPage and KovirTech, we are around almost every day to provide something or be accessible for you. We do educational webinars at least once a week around aging issues, professional development. We do make the replays available. If you've joined the class, then you get it immediately. If you didn't join the class, you'll have access to it at the end of the month when we post everything. And then we have some at your pace courses. We have clusters or networks based on your profession. So if you're a board of director, if you're an executive, a program coordinator, transit, nutrition, volunteer, and so much more, we have HR and a lot of different ones. You are more than welcome as a paid member to join as many of those as you want. There's a couple of caveats to some of the state associations who are considering partnering with us, but you can join as many of these as you want. So maybe you don't run transportation, but you're interested to see what that might look like if you added that as a program. Feel free to join that and watch the conversation. We also encourage you to ask your own questions. That's how networking and community can really build, is when you are asking questions and someone else can engage with you. We have a media center that's full of templates, research from some of our other partners, some that didn't want to partner with us fully, but they're like, yeah, Marie, we would love if you would share this information with your members. So please check out the media center. I have a ton of research and information in there, and I'm slowly building out the other templates. So there's a couple of policies, and there's an MOA. What else do I have in there? I just uploaded some grant writing things. I have a SWOT analysis for strategic planning and lots of interesting stuff. So please check that out. We have articles or blogs, podcasts, a lot of how-tos. We made a what do you use in the media center, and that actually has links to different things that we as KovirPage and KovirTech use, and a couple of suggestions from our clients on things that they use. I think I need to add Wave. Wave was a new to me financial tool. So instead of QuickBooks, or we use Xero, and I really like Xero over QuickBooks, especially even for nonprofits. But Wave is something new that someone just talked to me about from as a financial perspective. So I need to look into that, and I'll definitely share that information with you so you can decide if that's going to be a good fit or not for what you do. We also do workshops. Right now we're doing reopening workshops twice a month, and it's free for all of our members. If you're a freemium, if you're paid, if you're a Wizer, please join our reopening workshops. And then for each month, we have another workshop that's focused on something related to the topic for the month. If there's something specific that you're looking for, Maria would love to talk to other sites about this. Let me know. I would love to make it happen. I would love to connect you guys. These workshops are a really neat opportunity to turn on your cameras, turn on your microphones, and be talking with one another. Sometimes they're in your same state, sometimes they're from around the country, and it's just really fun learning from. Last week we had someone from North Dakota come to our reopening workshop, someone from Michigan. Someone from Louisiana was going to come, and some stuff came up for her, so she wasn't able to. And we always share the minutes from our workshops. We don't record them just because I want it to be organic conversation without anyone being nervous about how they're sounding. I'll just write up notes on our conversation and share them with everybody later. We do have a couple of different paid plans, so you are more than welcome to be using WizeCove as a freemium member. So when you first sign up, you haven't paid anything, right? You have access to a couple of pages, a couple of networking opportunities, and sometimes that's all some of you are looking for. The Wise members have access to the entire platform. You get a very big discount on the services that we offer, 55% discount. And then the Wizer members don't pay for anything else. You sign up for all the webinars for free, all the courses for free. You get access to my team for editing on projects, and you get access to my interns for support on a project. If you're looking to develop something like grandparents raising grandchildren, you have access to our team of interns to help you do that. The benefit is really in that Wizer place. We do have space for students or interns. If you have a student or intern who is interested in learning more about aging issues, and then retired. I do have available for any of you freemiums who are here a 14-day Wise trial. You need to send me an email and request it, but I will give you access to the entire space for 14 days, just so you can make sure that it's going to be exactly what you're looking for. And then if you are an organization who are like, I would love to have all of my staff have access to this, and the different training modules that you have without having to pay a penny extra, we do have some bulk organization sponsorships to consider. So if you want to talk more about any of that, please let me know. that's all I had for the slides. If you have any questions, please type them in now. I am going to do just a brief tour of WizeCove for people who may not have full access to it yet, but feel free to type in any of your questions. I do use Canva as one of my marketing tools and branding tools. You can see some of the projects that I've been working on. But Canva is free for nonprofits. You get 5 free seats to full version Canva, and that's really amazing. So definitely check that out. All right, so if you are a freemium member and you haven't been all the way in here yet, we do have this Cove activity. This is our landing page. This is where you can see all of the recent events that we've posted. Any questions that people have been asking can come here. If you're not sure where to engage, this is a perfect place to start. This is a perfect place to start. If you do want to get more specific and get in with one of your cohorts, one of your networks, we do have categories here. So you see data, book and lit reviews, but then aging service directors, board of directors, BIPOC, development officers, executive directors, accidental techies. I have a soft place in my heart for you accidental techies, so you have your own group. Fitness, HR. You can click on any of these as a paid member and look around. Oh, I'm on my wrong thing. So when you're in one of these networks, you can see things that people have recently posted. So we have a blog and Pamela commented on it. You see some other books that are here that we've recommended, other literature reviews, because that's what this network is all about. Webinars will give you access to view any of the upcoming webinars and workshops we have. If it is a free class, you'll have "Are you going?" right here, and you just click yes or no. That's all you have to do, and then you're registered. You don't have to go in and fill out a long thing. If it's a free one, you just say yes or no. That's all there is to it. If it's a paid one, like how to spot a hoarder, you would just come in here and register for the event. And there's just a couple of questions that they would have for you. Learn is all of our blog posts, all of our articles, all of our content, our podcasts, content from our partner members is all here. You can look through that at your convenience. Files is like one of the things I was dreaming hardest about when I wanted to start this, but research around food issues, physical health, isolation and loneliness, medication, age-friendly communities, senior center standards, document templates, and you can even search in here. So you can search by category. You can see what's in here, what videos may be free or templates may be free. Those are the 2 things that I mark as free, videos and templates. And you can just go right to them from here. Or you can search for a specific name or a certain file type. If you want to look for free videos, you type in videos. Others are the other people in this community. So you can see all of their names and you can zoom in on where people are. Opportunities is one of our new features. This is a place where you can post not only jobs, if you really want to post about jobs, because this is a public page. People outside of our community can see this page. So you can post jobs if that's what you're looking for. But if you're looking for an intern to help you with a project, if you're looking for someone to give you peer feedback, you can post all of those types of things here. When you go to publish your opportunity, they list out all of the different things for you. So I'm looking for a short-term project. I'm looking to find something. What are you looking for? You can post some of those things here and all of the correlating information. Membership options, you can always upgrade your membership. So if you started off with a Wize membership and partway through the year, you can upgrade, and that $55 is taken off your total. It'll change. So you see this doesn't say $250 like it normally would. If someone were to upgrade, if I, based on the account information that I've already put in the system, wanted to upgrade there, that's what I would have to pay. So yours would probably say like $195 or something of the nature. And then resources is just some posts, just some updates that we have. You can make a new feature request. You can look at our courses, our webinar replays. You can go right to the podcast. Or if you need support, technical support for any reason, you can let us know there. All right, well, that is all I had to show you as a quick tour. Oh, actually, there is one more thing. So as a paid member, you do get to refer people to the community and get paid for it. I give Amazon gift cards to people who refer their coworkers and they successfully purchase a membership. Couple of caveats, you do have to be a paid member in order to get Amazon gift cards for these referrals, and they do have to purchase a membership as well. You get 10% of whichever one they purchase. So if your friend purchases a Wize membership, you get $5.50 in Amazon gift cards at the end of the month. If they purchase the Wizer membership, you get $25. And let's say you invited a bunch of people, you had 2 Wizer members, so 25 a piece, and you had 1 Wize member. So that would be $55.50. You would get paid at the end of the month for Amazon gift cards. These are gift cards that are given to you personally. I don't put any stipulations on them. If you want to use them on your own good self for some good self-care, I am all about that. If you want to use them for any of your programs, you're welcome to do that too. I would encourage you to do some self-care, but you just go here to refer to community. You say you're going to invite an external user, you type in their name, email, and you just give them a little bit like, hey, this is what this is, please sign up. That's all there is to it. If there are any additional questions that you have, please let me know. Will we get a video of this presentation? Yes, you will get a video of this presentation. Actually, all the videos that we did this week are posted onto WizeCove, but you also automatically get this, just like you did for the other ones, right in your inbox. You'll get a slide deck too in, not in your inbox, but on WizeCove. I'll be posting that. Any other questions? I'm also on LinkedIn a lot lately. I just started a new LinkedIn group that we'll be replicating in WizeCove, but it's dismantling digital ageism. So I said that reopening was one of our big focuses for 2021, and so is digital ageism. So talking about that UX, UI, UX is user experience. When they come to your website, what kind of experience are they having? And UI is user interface. There's actually a few studies that really show a lot about how sites are not thinking about older users when they're creating their websites, and that's something that we're here for. And then even when you're on a mobile app, there's just lots of things about dexterity. There's lots of things about vision and things like that that we account for. And we want to make sure that we're talking about it to you lovely members. So with that, I'm going to close out this session. If you need to follow up with me for anything, you have my contact info, and looking forward to talking to you later. Okay, bye.